Oh, no, I just had the idea of creating content that other clinics could use that are informational,
Right.
like types of videos. But, when we had the idea originally, it was that you would have to go into the clinic and capture footage or video footage.
Kind of like what we do here.
Yeah, in order to personalize it. And then I was like, well, how could you avoid having to do that? And so then I was like, oh, you could create avatars that are personalized to the clinic. So like the clinic, somehow you would have a picture and then you'd have
like animated
of the
avatars.
person, and then you'd be able to animate the person basically.
Right.
So you kind of have them personalized, but then the avatars are the ones that are doing the acting
Right.
on the screen versus having to have a veterinarian be an actor when they're not good at being on video anyway, or whatever the situation. Maybe they're not comfortable. Maybe they
You could streamline the content.
So then they
creation
could just have a
process.
library of content
Right.
that they could then push out as they would choose throughout the year or whatever. And it would be just different informational topics. It could be about their clinic. It could be about whatever we wanted it to be.
Right.
So anyway, we were pitching this idea to Harrison last night, and then
And Harrison's like, I don't know if we can do that. Do you know how much work's involved in that? So we get
that is
Harrison's
not
never like,
his-
that's a great idea.
No, that's Harrison's way of digesting the information. You
I
throw
know,
the
I'm just
idea
joking.
out there, and then he
Let it
digests
marinate.
it.
Mom's like, let it marinate.
I do think it's a great idea. That's not the problem. The problem is that as soon as you tell me this,
He starts thinking about
hundreds of work problems enter into my head.
he
How to
starts
produce
thinking
this.
about-
I know.
So now you were molding it into another form of an idea. What was your idea? Because I stopped you because I wanted to talk about it on the podcast.
Yes.
So what was your?
Okay,
you said
so
it came to you when you were doing something. What
on
did you say?
YouTube and Twitch being a very popular live streaming service, mainly for video games, but other areas have exceeded or have started to grow. There's this what do I call it? It's this weird. It's called a VTuber, okay, a virtual YouTuber or
Okay.
virtual, whatever tuber. And pretty much what happens is the streamer gets let me pull this up real quick.
Okay.
Hold on. Because a streamer, it's not on there, is it? Hold on. A streamer basically creates a cartoon version of themselves, whether it be through anime or just a 3D model of themselves, and they replace it for their actual self in the on the stream. So usually, like if you look here, I'm gonna pull this up now. If you look here, and this is the cartoon version of this guy, right?
Okay.
But if it was another stream, it might be like the actual person, right? With a green screen, a microphone right here, whatever. Instead, this person is talking and is animating with the character. So the character's following the person's movements.
Right.
Right? And so I thought that, because the whole idea was that yesterday when they presented me with this idea, I was like, I have no idea how you would even start the avatar thing, like what you would even do. Like I don't even know how you go about that. And this is how you'd go about it, is because they're using a certain program to animate this,
right.
and when he's when the character's talking, he's talking, so it's in sync, right? And so you can get a 3D model of just a very generic looking woman, right? And have a logo down in the corner or whatever, and mom could talk, or whoever could talk about a video, say sleeping respiratory rate, and the character would animate along, because this is very basic, right? This 2D
Right.
version. You can get a 3D version with like hands and stuff, but it can only be like waist up.
Right.
And so you can like animate and do whatever and talk with about the veterinary stuff.
Is it possible to take a picture and then have the avatar kind of mimic the picture?
Look like, you mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that I would probably have to contact a 3D modeler that could make a model
because what you could do is you could even have them where they have the clinic's logo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you personalize it by putting the clinic's logo onto the
Right.
avatar, and then whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but you could even do it across. What we were talking about is it could be done across categories. So it doesn't necessarily just for dogs and cats, but you could do exotics. You could do, so whatever topics those veterinary clinics want to be talking about.
to make it even easier to make it even easier, because I guarantee once you approach these veterinary clinics, they're going to be like, no, I do not want to talk on camera, even if it is.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be talking.
No, but they wouldn't talk at all.
But here's the thing, right? That's what I'm saying, is that we can make the avatar, the 3D model of them with their clinic logo on it, make it all veterinary related, medical related with the model, and then mom can just talk. It can just do the voiceover.
Right.
And do the commentary.
Yeah.
And then you deliver those videos.
You'd have to, yeah. And the reason I thought it would be powerful is that I know that we target in a lot of our social media advertising efforts, but I never get targeted ever. Any veterinary clinic, ever.
Right.
I own a pet. On Facebook, people know I own a pet. I work at a vet clinic.
Yeah.
So what's fascinating is that tells me no one's doing it.
Oh, no. Yeah, exactly. And I think the personalization, Harrison, I agree completely that you have some other voiceover, so they don't have to do any of that. These are the only way you're personalizing it to the clinic is through the avatar.
Right.
The avatar is what personalizes it to the clinic. Everything else, as far as content goes, is a library per se. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing you have to change in your library is the avatars.
Right.
And so then if you're talking about, tick control or tick disease or whatever, it's the same message, but what changes is the avatars.
Right. That's how you could personalize it. Now you could even, you could do it.
And they could pick a background, maybe like they're picking the background, they're picking whatever, to make it more personalized or whatever.
You know what Tim Ferriss does? This is fascinating. It just popped in my head. He does a podcast called The Tim Ferriss Show, and he will send, after he has a guest on, sometimes he'll send them questions and a microphone, just a battery operated microphone. They flip the microphone on, they talk into it like they normally would, turn it off, put it in the box, and ship it back to them. And then that's an episode for them.
Right.
So people have follow-up questions, and people can just talk.
Right.
Like these 5 questions, if someone had a question, a listener questions basically.
Right.
And they'll just talk into the microphone since it's battery operated, and they just shoot it back.
Yeah, see, like those.
This is an example of a 3D model, right?
Oh,
and so
right.
they're
Looks
talking.
like Ruby.
Yeah. So the thing is that most of these have
cost a fortune.
Most of these VTubers are related to anime, and so they look very anime-like, like this and whatnot. But you can make
Where's that doctor work?
You could make it so that it is just a veterinarian or basically not anime.
You know what else?
$3 signs on there. What does that mean?
It means a lot of money.